Hey everybody, welcome to Workout B for our exercise program here. Today we're going to work on deadlifts, lat pull downs, and banded side steps.
So the equipment that you're going to need today is you'll need some sort of weight for the deadlifts.
Whether it's a dumbbell or a kettlebell.
That we're going to use those as examples for today. We need resistance bands, so have those ready. And we want a machine for the lat pull down. So this is what we'll be using, and we'll demonstrate how to use that during the video.
Now machines for the lat pull downs can look a lot different based on the gym that you're at. Sometimes they can look like this. Sometimes they can be the assisted pull-up machines if you feel more comfortable on something like that.
Think of something along the lines that simulates a push-up or what that type of move, or pull-up, what that would be like.
So again, today we're going to be doing 3 rounds of these 3 exercises. We're going to be shooting for about 8 to 10 exercises per round. And Scott and I are going to demonstrate at 10.
Okay.
So we're going to start with our deadlifts, and we're going to really focus on form with our deadlifts. Deadlifts are ones that, especially when we're starting out, we're going to start out extra light because we really don't want form to break. Because if we break our form, what happens is we get into a position where all of a sudden we're lifting with our lower backs. And what happens when we lift with our lower backs?
Nothing good.
Nothing good. Exactly. Exactly. So even if we need a little bend in our knees for this, that's okay. If we're somebody that's wearing an above the knee prosthesis, we can keep our legs straight and just a little less range of motion, just until you can feel that pull behind your legs without feeling any of the pull in your lower back, and then coming back up. So we'll go ahead and get started here. 1, 2. Again, we're working on slow, controlled motions. 3. We're not racing through. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to wait for about 45 seconds or so, and we're going to come over to the lat pull down machine.
All right.
We don't have 2 machines, so I have to watch Scott do this one.
So again, 15 seconds resting, but you could go up to 45 seconds. Try to keep it under a minute. Use less weight if you need to keep yourself from feeling like you need to rest longer than 45 seconds to a minute. So here we go. 1, 2. You notice how at the top here, when Scott gets to the bottom, he gives a little squeeze, a little pause. 3, and then controls the weight down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
And now we're going to move into the banded side steps.
So if you wear a prosthetic limb, this is pretty important. We really want to make sure that we have that band on the socket. If you're above the knee amputee, even getting that maybe around where the component just above the knee is a good idea. But if you have it too low, you're going to be fighting the resistance inside of the socket and creating pressure that's uncomfortable.
That's not the exercise.
That's not the exercise. So
the next thing you're going to have to do is, in order to get that, is because you're up higher on your legs, you're going to have to tighten the band a little bit tighter than what you may have done if it's going to be down around your ankles. That's okay. You can create the exact same resistance with the exact same band by just making the band a little bit tighter. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of come down with the side steps and back.
So notice when I lift up here, I'm not letting the band just go like this. I'm fighting the resistance on the other leg just as much as when we go out.
And that's 10. And then we're not going to turn around, and we're going to go back in the other direction.
Now we're working the other legs, or the opposing muscles on each leg.
I must have counted pretty good because we were here back at the beginning.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we're gonna take a short break, about up to 2 minutes, and we're gonna go back up to the top with the deadlifts again.
Okay.
So this time I'm going to kind of turn to the side a little bit so I can demonstrate a more straight-legged version here. A lot of times these are called Romanian deadlifts when you don't bend your legs. And again, this is going to be an option that's going to help some of our above-the-knee amputees do these exercises. So there's 1, 2. Now, especially with the straight legs, if you can't get all the way to the ground without your back getting out of position, don't do it. Stop somewhere where you can feel that range of motion. If you're really controlling this, you should feel this in the back of your legs and your hamstrings pretty intensely, actually, especially with the straight legs.
9 and 10. All right.
And then we'll go back to, I'm going to demonstrate just a little. We saw Scott there last time do the pull downs. I'm going to come a little closer and show kind of a little variation. Something that this makes it a little harder. It takes some of the other muscles out of our back and it kind of focuses on the lat muscles here on our side by just coming a little closer so that you can see I'm pulling a little bit more straight down than Scott did. Either way is okay. There's not a better or worse way to do it. It's just showing that different machines might kind of work the muscles in different ways. So especially if your gym has different kind of machines that you can do these on, it's good to change it up from time to time. Keep your muscles guessing.
So Nate, what part of your body would you say you're working right now? Obviously your back, but...
My lats. My sides, for sure.
So do you think
this is core.
Is that part of your core?
Absolutely. And if I'm really engaging, when I pull here at the bottom, I can actually feel my abs kind of squeeze in and hold tight. As I go up in weight, I'm definitely going to be bringing my abs into the equation.
So all the muscles that we're working on are going to help stabilize us either on our core or help strengthen our legs for running or walking or doing the type of activities that we're looking to do with the 5K, which is the goal here. So.
Now a lot of gyms you'll see may have bands that are like this. These bands are great for me because I don't use a prosthesis. But like Scott said, for using a prosthesis, these would be really bad because they're doing the same thing.
If I go out like this, it's going to be putting a lot of pressure at the bottom and the outside part of my residual limb and most likely cause a pressure sore and skin breakdown if I were to do it that way. So that's why, like we said, you want to get this up around your socket so you can leverage the pressure. That way the pressure you'll feel being distributed inside the prosthesis is even. You don't want to feel like you're taking too much pressure at the bottom or doing something. If you feel something that hurts, that's your body's way of warning you that you should change what you're doing.
Right.
So. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Another short break here. Let ourselves recover. I mean, I always talk about when we're talking about recovery, we really, in between rounds especially, in between the different exercises, we want to get ourselves to a point where we feel like we're going to be strong again. In between rounds, we want to get ourselves back to a point where we feel like we could talk, where we could have a conversation without being strained again. That's what's really important. And again, we're going to keep saying this. If it's taking you more than 2 minutes, it likely means that your weights are just too much for right now. That's okay. The number that's on the weight that you're picking up is irrelevant. It makes no difference whatsoever. The idea of going through and doing the exercise, building that consistency,
doing those things, that's what's gonna lead to strength. So with that said, we're gonna get right back into the deadlifts. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll come back over to the lat pull downs.
Yep.
One, 2. Now you can see with Scott here, he's a little closer to the machine, but he's a big guy, so his arm, he can't really get the resistance at the top. So he's kind of bringing his arms out to the side a little bit more, creating even a little bit more resistance, that making that a pretty advanced way to do things. If you're gonna try this, I'd recommend going pretty light or just being as big as Scott is. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back to our banded walks. Again, this is a great time to get a little bit of water, make sure that you're fully recovered so that you can really put full focus and quality into this next exercise. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You may find that balance is an issue for these. If that's the case, this is an activity that you can do without moving anywhere so that you can hold on to something. 1, 1, 2, 2. So there's lots of ways to modify things. So, I mean, balance is going to be important for a lot of the things that we do, but we want you to really be able to focus on the quality of the exercise, the quality of the muscle movement, and not be so worried about your balance while you're doing it that you can't stay slow and in control.
But again, if you could go to a band with less resistance, because the fact that balance is part of the challenge of this exercise, which makes it so effective too.
Exactly.
Yep.
So. Okay, bonus time. Today's bonus exercise is called penguins. Again, we're going to stay on the format of 40 seconds on, 20-second rest. We're going to do 2 rounds. We're going to start in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. So a penguin, what we're doing is we're reaching side to side. These ones are going to be a little harder to do than some of the other ones for the full 40 seconds. So if you're finding yourself needing to take a break at 20 seconds and rest, that's okay. Just kind of wait till the next minute and go again. We have 15 seconds to go. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, take a little break. Got about 15 more seconds before we're gonna go again. If you need to get some water, this is always a great time. We always encourage drinking water, making sure your breathing's under control. Yep, and we're gonna start here in 3, 2, 1, go. And that's 20 seconds down. $30 seconds down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Ooh, that was hard.
Yep.
Okay, I would encourage everybody to go ahead and do the cool down video now that you've done this exercise, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.